Hi everyone. Now we are going to learn about the structure of light microscope, which is one of the type of microbiology chapter. So the bright field microscope or light microscope or a compound microscope is the most common indispensable instrument that we are using in the biology laboratory. So it may be a botany or geology or microbiology. So this is going to be the most commonly and most indispensable instrument that we use in the biology laboratories. And basically, the microscope is going to be of having two types of parts. So how many parts are there? Basically, they are being classified into two main parts. So what are the two main parts? Number one is the mechanical part, and number two is going to be the optical parts. So the mechanical parts are the one which is going to provide the structural framework of the microscope and support the optical parts. Whereas the second parts or optical parts, which are going to be involved in the magnification of the object or the image of the specimen that we are going to see. So let's study all these mechanical parts and the optical parts in detail one by one. So coming to the first one, mechanical parts, as I told you, the mechanical parts are going to provide the basic or the structural framework of the microscope and also supports the optical parts. So let's see what are the mechanical parts that are present in the microscope. The first one is the base of the microscope. Then you are going to have the pillar and the inclination joints that are joining the different parts, and then arm. So this is the one which is being used to hold this one. Then body of the tube and draw tube, where you are going to useful for trying to focus the thing, and holding the eyepiece is going to be the draw tube. And here is a resolving nose piece, or where it is holding the objective lens. Then adjustment knobs, fine adjustment, as well as the coarse adjustment knob, and the stage which holds the slide. So these all together are going to be considered as the mechanical parts. So let's see all them in detail one by one now. So coming to the first type, that is base, pillar and the inclination joints. So if you see here, the base and the attached pillar serve to support the entire microscope. So this whole entire microscope is going to be holded and attached to the base, and this base can be a horseshoe shape or U shape. So you can see either it may be here it is U shape. In some microscope it is going to be of a horseshoe shape also. So horseshoe shape means you are going to have this one like this. So this is what horseshoe shape. And some microscopes you are going to have the square shape also, which we have seen here. So here. So that's how the base can be of any shape. The inclination joints, which is going to be joining the arms of the microscope to the pillar. So those are going to be called as inclination joints, and this inclination joint also permits the tightening of the microscope or tilting the microscope to any degree as desired by the observer. So you can move front, back, or you can bend such that you can see. So this is going to be the inclination joints. Then moving to the arm, so this is going to be the arm. So the arm is going to be seen as a slightly bent solid piece of iron which is attached at one end of the pillar here, and the other end to the body tube. So here is the body tube and here is the pillar. So these two are going to be of joined by a part called as arm. So this is going to be considered as arm of the microscope, and it gives the correct height and angle of the body and tube. So at what distance these two should be placed, so that is going to be deciding by the arm. Then the next part is body tube. So I told you the body tube. So to this body tube, the cylindrical, it is going to be a cylindrical structure. At one end, it is going to be attached to the arm, and the other end it is going to be of possessing eyepiece, lenses, objectives all together. Then moving to the next part is draw tube. So this is a draw tube which is going to be of having a property which was fitted inside the body tube. So you can say this is going to be considered as a body tube, and this is going to be considered as a draw tube. Okay, so this draw tube is going to be drawn up and down such that the eyepiece and the objectives are going to be come into the proper image formation. So this adjusts the tube length so that the objective lens and the ocular lens are going to be at a specific distance to form the correct image. Then forming next one is resolving nose piece. So here you can see this is going to be the resolving nose piece. So if you see, it is a circular rotating disc attached to the body. Objective lens are going to be attached to this, and these are going to be useful to change the objectives at what power we want the microscope. Then coming to the adjustment knobs, so these two are going to be the adjustment knobs. We had two types of adjustment knobs. One is going to be called as coarse adjustment knob, and the second one is going to be called as fine adjustment knobs. So coming to the coarse adjustment knob, so it helps to move the body up and down, and it is going to be controlled by the large knobs and one on each side. So we are going to have the two knobs on the two sides. So here you can see the picture, this one side and other side also you are going to have this knob. In the same manner, the fine adjustment is going to be used to focus this image or to have a clear image formation. So that is going to be done by the fine adjustment knob. And this is very necessary while you are seeing the image in the high power objective and oil immersion objective. So the range of coarse adjustment knob is going to be greater than that of fine adjustment knob is going to be limited. Then moving to the stage, so obviously this is a stage. This is a plate-like structure with a central hole. So you can see here it is a central hole, and this has a pair of clips which are going to be useful to hold the slide on it. In modern microscope, the stage is going to be fitted with a mechanical device called as mechanical stage to help in the vertical horizontal movements of a slide. Then moving to the next one, that is the second type of the parts, we have to discuss about the optical parts. So up to here we have discussed about the mechanical parts, which is one of the parts of light microscope, which is going to provide the structural framework of the microscope and also supports the optical parts. Now we will discuss about the optical parts. What are the different parts of optics that are going to be present in the microscope in detail. So coming to the optical parts, what is the function of these optical parts? So these optical parts are involved in the magnification of the objects. And what are the different types of optical parts that a microscope possesses? Number one is the eyepiece, then objective lens, substage condenser, iris diaphragm, mirror. Okay, so these all we'll discuss in detail now. So the first thing, eyepiece. So you can see this eyepiece is going to be present at the topmost of the present in the draw tube, isn't it? And this is a short tube with two lenses. So it may have a one lens. If it is going to be the one lens, we call it as a monocular microscope. If it is going to have the two, we call it as a binocular microscope. Okay, so in general, in the modern microscope, we are going to have the binocular microscopes. But in general, biology laboratories at the lower level, majority of them are going to have a single eyepiece, so that we call them as a monocular microscope. So these eyepiece are going to be fixed into the upper part of the draw tube, and the main function of this eyepiece is going to be the magnifying the image of the object that was formed by the objective lens. So already the magnification of the image was done at the level of objective lens, and that is going to be further magnified by this eyepiece. The commonly used eyepieces are going to be 5x, 10x, 15x. So we may use the 5x eyepiece or 10x eyepiece or the 15x eyepiece. Then coming to the objective lens. So these objective lens, these are going to be called as objective lens. Objective lens. And these objective lens are going to be attached to the resolving nose piece, so which is a mechanical part that we discussed in the mechanical part, one of the mechanical part. So this is called as resolving nose piece and are very important as they affect the quality of the image. Now the objectives are of different types on their magnification power. So here we have the first type is low power, which is 10x, and then high power, which is 45x, then oil immersion, which is going to be of 100x. So depending upon the power of lens, we are going to have the different types. So low power, high power, oil immersion. So the main function of these objective lens is obviously the magnifying power. The second one is the forming the image of the specimen, and not only that, concentration of light rays coming from the objects. So whatever the light that is coming from this specimen, which we also call as object, so that is going to be concentrated by these lens, and then they are forming the image of the specimen, and after forming they are magnifying the image, which was further magnifying by the eyepiece or ocular lens. So the eyepiece are also called as ocular lens. So these are the first two main optical parts. Then moving to the next one is going to be of a substage condenser. So this is the area of the substage condenser which you can see through the stage. Okay, the substage condenser condense the light and focus it into the objective. So what is the main function of this condenser? It is going to condense the light and focus it into the objective. So in general, if you are having a very narrow path, all will going to be merged into one line and they are going to be allowed to go in a single line. In the same manner, the main function of this condenser makes all the light rays to condense and fall on the objective or the specimen. Now this condensing lens may be fixed, or in some microscope can also be moved up and down for suitable adjustment. And the condenser helps to focus all the light on the object or specimen. See, as the lens which are going to be nearer to the object, we are calling them as objectives. As the lens which is going to be near to the eye or ocular, we call them as ocular lens or eyepiece. Okay, so that's how you can remember very well. Then moving to the iris diaphragm, so which is just beneath the condenser, there is an iris diaphragm, which we can also call it as a window of the microscope. That means how much of the light have to enter and how much of the light have to be controlled is going to be regulated by this one called as a iris diaphragm. Okay, so this iris diaphragm may be closed and opened with the help of a lever to regulate the entry of the light. So simply we can say that it is a kind of window to the microscope in entering the light. So here it will be where we are going to close and open it. Then moving to the mirror, the last part. So it is present just below the condenser and iris diaphragm. And what is the function of this mirror? It collects the light either from a natural source or an artificial source like the electric light. And now after collecting the light, this is going to be reflected the rays into the microscope, and it has a reflective sides. So one side it is going to be plain side used while focusing the artificial light, and the other side is going to be the concave used when natural light is being focused. So depending upon the light we are using, we are going to have the two reflective sides. So that's why The mirror that we are using in the microscope is going to be called as plano concave lens are going to be used. So these are all going to be the different optical parts of the microscope. So one, we had seen all the mechanical parts which support the what we call as optical parts, and also gives the main structural framework to the microscope. And the second types are going to be optical parts which are going to be involved in magnifying the image that was formed by the from the objective or specimen. So once again, so what are the mechanical parts that we have discussed? So we had seen the base, so here is the base. Then we had gone with the pillar, so this is a pillar, so this is a base, this is a pillar. Then we had inclination joints, IJ we can simply. Then we are going to have the arm, so arm is going to be the thing. Then body tube, so this is going to be considered as a body tube. And then we are going to have a draw tube, so this is draw tube, and this is going to be the body tube. Then we are going to have the nose piece, so this is also a mechanical part. Then you are going to have a stage. Okay, and along with this we are going to have the adjustment knobs, that is going to be of a fine adjustment knob, then coarse adjustment knobs. Okay, so these are all the things that we have to remember regarding the mechanical parts. Then moving to the what we call as optical parts. So here you can see optical parts are going to be of first one. So here you can see this is an eyepiece, which is also called as ocular lens, which helps in the magnifying the image that was already formed by the objective lens. As the lens is near to our eye, maybe they were named as eyepieces, which is also called as ocular lens. The second type of the optical part is objective lens. So here you can see objective lens, where they are nearer to the object. So here is the object or the specimen. They may be named as objective lens. And we have the different types of objectives, like how we named it as 10x. Some microscope, they are going to have the 40x, and some may have the 45x. And another objective is 100x. The 10x is going to be called as low power objective. The 45x is going to be called as high power objective, and the 100x is going to be called as oil immersion. So where we are going to use this oil immersion to see the further magnification. Okay, so that's how you are going to have the objectives. And the main function of these objective lenses to magnify the image and make the light to fall to flow through the objective lens and see the image very clearly. Then coming to the condenser, so here you can see this is going to be the condenser. So the main function of the condenser is to condense the light rays and fall only on the object that is present on the slide. So it will make all the light rays to come and fall on the object. Then coming to the iris diaphragm, just below the condenser, we are having a iris diaphragm which is going to be adjusted such that how much of the light the quantity of the light is going to be decided by this iris diaphragm. And finally we have the mirror, so which is going to act as a light source for the illumination of the whole microscope. So that can be an either artificial light or the natural light. So this mirror is going to have the two reflective sides. One side it is plane, the other side it is going to be the concave. So that's why we can call this mirror as plano concave mirror. So this is all about the whole structure of a light microscope or a basic compound microscope. Then how does a light travel through a microscope? So the light is going to be first emitted by the light source. It may be a mirror, or it may be of a natural light, or it may be of an artificial light. So from the light source, the light is going to be fallen on the mirror, and now this mirror is going to reflect that light into the microscope. So what is the first basic part that is present at the bottom is the condenser, and this condenser lens is going to be of capturing the light and making all the light rays to fall on the specimen. Now once the condenser makes this light rays to fall on the specimen, now this the light from the specimen then passes through the objective lens, so the one which is nearer to one. Now further light rays are passed to the projector lens, so that is nothing but our eyepiece ocular lens, and final image is going to be formed in the eye. It will not appear upside down. So here if you see, this is going to be forming the image in a reverse manner in the microscope, but when we see with our eye, it is going to be in the normal way, that is virtual image we are going to see. So further light rays are passed to the projector lens, which reverses their direction so that when the image reaches the eye, it will not appear upside down. So this is how a basic idea how a light travel through a microscope. In detail, we will discuss in the different types of microscope how the light ray passes, and we will also discuss under the magnification and the resolving power in another video about the complete principle or mechanism of a light microscope. Okay, thank you.